This module is Internet Safety and Security and will cover the topics of passwords and phishing. Why should you care about passwords? The FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported online theft incidents totaling $560 million in 2009, which was double the amount of 2008. That's quite a total when you take into account the vast volume of losses that go unreported to the FBI. Hackers use password cracking software and sneaky tricks to obtain passwords. More sensitive information than ever is being stored on the net, and through developments in technology, passwords are getting easier to crack. All good reasons to care about passwords. So then what is phishing, and why should you care about that?
You've probably seen it. You receive an email from your bank or trusted company, and it's asking you for information. It looks real, but it's designed to fool you into handing over important information. This is a scam called phishing, and you need to avoid it. This is phishing scams in plain English. Most of us have gotten used to doing business online. We buy and sell things. We have accounts with sensitive information. The risk of doing business online is low as long as you deal directly with organizations you trust. Problems occur when criminals impersonate these organizations and fool you into handing over sensitive information like account numbers, passwords, and PIN numbers. The key to avoiding this scam is awareness. Here's one example. You receive an email that looks like a trustworthy message from a bank. It asks you to click a link to verify information. You assume it's legit, so you click the link and log into what appears to be your bank's website. At this point, the scam is complete. You've handed over your bank password to the crooks who can use it to take your money. Boo! They were able to fool you by impersonating the bank's website. There are a few keys to detecting phishing emails. They often try to scare you by saying your account has been accessed or security has been compromised. They also insist that you click a link to verify information or fill out a form. Do not click links or fill out forms in suspicious emails. The email may also have misspellings and call you something like valued customer. The crooks don't know your name. Remember, phishing emails may use the exact same logos, phone numbers, and addresses that appear on your statements or bills. Always be suspicious of an email that asks for your information. No exceptions. If you receive a phishing email, stay calm. There's no risk to receiving it. Just delete it. You can also safely report it by forwarding it to reportphishing@antiphishing.org or spam@uce.gov. If an email does lead you to a suspicious website, remember to look at the web address. The address in your browser should look familiar. If you suspect that criminals have your information, immediately contact organizations where you have accounts. To protect yourself in the long run, you might also consider anti-phishing software. Further, check your online accounts and credit reports regularly, and quickly report anything that is out of place. Phishing scams are a growing threat on the internet. By being aware of the scam, you can feel confident in working with companies online. Yay! I'm Lee Lefevre, and this has been Phishing Scams in Plain English on the Common Craft Show.
Here are a few more password facts. The average amount it costs a business to reset a password is $10 per help desk phone call. The percent of all help desk phone calls that are password related is 30%. And the percentage of users who use a common word or simple password is 50%, and that's not good. Here are the most commonly used passwords. The word password. ABC 123, 123 456. QWERTY. These are the top left-hand 6 keys on the keyboard. You certainly want to avoid these common sorts of passwords, but how long does it take a hacker, using a software program, to randomly guess a password? Well, part of that answer depends upon the length of the password, how many characters it contains. For example, here are some different passwords, each containing 6 characters. If it's just TIGERS, using a software program, a hacker can figure that out in 10 minutes or less. With a capital T, it extends to 10 hours. And then by adding some symbols, it extends further to 18 days. But still, 18 days is very short when your computer's doing all the work. When you increase the length of your password to 7 characters, you can see how the data differs in how long it takes for a computer software program of a hacker to guess your password. 8 characters, 9 characters, you can see it's getting better. Well, here are some password tips for creating good passwords. First, change your password often. Next, use different passwords for different accounts. Don't reuse passwords. Always remember to log off. If you suspect your account has been compromised, change your password immediately and/or contact the company. A string of random numbers, symbols, and letters is the hardest password to guess, but those are difficult to remember. So, are you feeling overwhelmed yet? Don't be. Here are some simple hints how to create safe and memorable passwords. Step 1. Choose a theme. For example, perhaps your theme is titles of books, like Harry Potter, The Lightning Thief, or City of Ember. Step 2. Make it funky. Use a combination of capital letters, numbers, and symbols. Here's some examples using the books listed above. You can see how it uses a combination of letters, capital letters, numbers, and symbols. Let's try it. Your teacher can pause the video at this point. You should choose one of the dog breeds, cities, or people from the list below. Write it down, and then take a few minutes to work with a partner to see if you can turn this into a good password that would be hard to guess. When everyone has completed that step, your teacher can restart the video. How did you do? There is actually a website that allows you to check to see how good your password is. So we're going to take a look at that website right now. Here is the web address for checking your password strength. Okay, so let's take a look what this would look like with a very simple password, the word school. Now remember that computer hackers use software programs to guess passwords, so they can guess many passwords within a second. And you'll see right here there's a little note that the typical attacks will be online password guessing software that's limited to at most a few hundred guesses per second. If a hacker happened to have a piece of software that could make 1,000 guesses per second, it would take only about 3.7 days for the software to finally arrive at the correct guess of school. A really fast software would guess 100 billion guesses per second. And if that was the case, that software could come up with the word school as the password in less than a second. And then a massive cracking software would be just a fraction of a second. But again, remember, most often the software that hackers use to crack passwords can guess only a few hundred guesses per second. But even though it's only a few hundred per second, school still isn't a very good password. Let's see if we can come up with a better password. Okay, so this time I've made the password quite a bit longer. I've made sure to include a capital letter. I used a symbol, which was the left-hand parentheses for the letter C. I used some numbers in place of letters, 0, 0, and 1. So you can see it kind of looks like schoolhouse. But if you go down to the chart below, you can see that if a hacker had a software program that could guess 1,000 guesses per second, it would still take almost 2 billion centuries before it would exhaust every possible combination before it would hit on schoolhouse as your password. So you see, a stronger password is much better. One that includes uppercase, lowercase, digits, and symbols, and is at least 8 characters long are the best. So now it's going to be your turn to see if you can come up with some really good passwords.